and bringing you the last leg. We're struggling towards the finish line of our Saturday Super Streamapalooza, Streama Marathon, whatever we were called, Super Streamer Saturday. We're just streaming. I'm just streaming all day. We started earlier with a little bit of Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2021. We had one of the devs on to help walk us through some things, show us some new features. We jumped over to college basketball. We hit the last season of Higgins and Holmes at Tulane. It was a good season, ultimately fell short. Took a new job at Nebraska. Here we go on to our third leg, and we're getting a little bit of Total Extreme Wrestling. We've had a ton of requests for this over the past 3 months, ever since we did the last one. And I want to get another one up, so it could be short. I haven't played it in a long while. It's going to be rough. Having some trouble with my OBS, so you can see a little bit more background here than I would normally want you to. I would normally try to get rid of all that for you to make the TEW screen full screen, but here we are, and we're gonna do it. So, all that being said, I think what I want to do is we're in the middle of a month here, so I'm going to try to do one of my Monday and one of my Friday shows. So, as you guys know, I tend to do TEW as just a roster management type of game. I don't do like a whole lot of storyline, like diaries or anything like that. Like, I just try to put guys in the right position to have good fights and have good feuds and that sort of thing. So we're going to jump in and get that. And I can explain to you a little bit about where the roster is and some of the things that I've done right and some of the things that I've done wrong. But we're going to take a look real quick at our storylines, because I'm telling you, it has been months since I played. Aaron Andrews, Frankie Boy Fernandez. That's definitely a storyline designed to get Aaron Andrews over. Nikki Champion versus Tommy Cornell. This says it all. Nothing needs to be said. It's just two legends. Frolane versus Syndicate. This is going to get Frolane over on the Syndicate for sure. Hawkins and Starr. Just putting Wolf Hawkins over, getting him a big win. Matthew Keith, Freddie Huggins, and Ed Stone and Cam Bessie. So those are our current storylines that we have running. And again, those are just to make sure that we meet minimum requirements for our shows. Make sure we got enough interesting storylines. All those storylines are doing pretty well. You can take a look here at the roster. I've added a lot of talent outside of the original TCW roster. You can take a look here right off the bat. Aaron Andrews, look at this dude's popularity. Sky high in the 92 basically across the U.S. Really high in Canada as well, getting there in Mexico. We can take a look through here. We do have Brandon Smith. He's more of a mid-carder to upper mid-carder. Cam Bessie, we're pushing him up slowly. Casey Valentine is a good worker. He's probably never going to be as high as Cam Bessie. No real surprise there. Davis Wayne Newton we brought on. He's 34. A guy like this, if I'd brought him in when he was 26, he's the future of the company. At this point, I don't know if he can get there, but he's definitely one of my favorite workers in the CVerse. Move on down. We were able to re-sign Des Davids. He's still got a lot of popularity and a lot of skill. Probably never the future of the company again, but Devilfish, great worker. Not a whole lot of popularity. We brought him in. Ed Stone, pretty good popularity, pretty good worker. This dude is the definition of a borderline, like upper mid-card main eventer. Eddie Chandler is a little bit over the hill. Moving on down, Frankie Boy Fernandez. Love this guy. He's only 30. I think we can do a lot with Frankie Boy Fernandez over the course of the save. Freddie Huggins moving on up there in age. Fro Sure, he's borderline there in popularity. He's definitely got some good aspects, though. Greg Gage, ridiculous worker, ridiculous popularity. This dude is over. There's no other way to put it. He's huge. Hollywood Brett Starr, same thing. I mean, he's got a ton of popularity. He's very young. He's very skilled. We did bring in Jack Bruce. I brought him in as a personality, and he's mostly just like running. We're just doing promos with him. He's working with other guys, trying to bring them up, trying to train them along. Jay Cord, everybody, if you're familiar with the CVerse, you're familiar with Jay Cord. You know what he's doing. He's plenty popular, very, very skilled. Brought in J Rod, do a little bit of announcing for us. We brought in Casey Glenn, one of the best workers in the game. We've got to bring his popularity up, but this is a dude that's got a bright future in TCW. We got a lot of great workers. Mainstream Hernandez, Matthew Keith, Greg Gage's brother. We're bringing him along as it goes. They're both pretty similar workers, but Matthew Keith was over in Japan for a long time, so we've got to get his popularity up in the U.S. We did bring in Nikki Champion, obviously the most popular worker in the States at this point for us. We made a lot of changes to this roster. The big thing, we did bring in Tommy Cornell. So he's in time decline, but he's still a hell of a worker, still extremely popular everywhere. And then Wolf Hawkins, who's really the story of this save to me, because Wolf Hawkins added in, so if you look over here at the attributes, he had the amazing heel always. He added in at some point amazing babyface, which was right there. So that's something that he developed in the middle of this save, and he's such a good worker. As soon as he got that amazing babyface, I was like, all right, this is our time to shine. This is the face of the company. So I set him up as a figurehead. One problem, he was putting on crazy matches, non-stop. But he was always booked to lose. So the whole time I was thinking, like, man, like once I get him to the point where he's going to win the belt, this popularity is going to skyrocket. And now we're at that point, and it's really dug itself in right here around 84. And it's not moving, and I'm really worried I've hit his pop cap. So we could be in trouble there as far as our figurehead goes. So the good comes with the bad. But that's where we are. That's where I'm at on my TEW TCW save. Here we are in October of 2021. And I'm just going to book a couple of shows and see where it goes. Like I said, I haven't played this in a while. I do know my Monday show will be far better than my Friday show, and I'll get into that as we go through and I discuss it. But we're just going to see if we can pop a couple of... one big show and one decent show. There's no way Friday will be a big show. Yeah, it's not the big show. What do we got over here? Oh, Dazzling Dave Diamond up for renewal. He can GTFO. And Brett Starr is healthy, so that's good. Yeah, I'm done with Dazzling Dave. I've gotten everything I could off of him. Alright, so we can see what our last show did. It looked like we had a hot angle with Wolf and Hollywood Brett Starr, and a hot angle with Mainstream Hernandez and Logan Wolfsbane. And the rest of the show kind of sucked. We didn't have any real good matches. So Aaron Andrews is out injured. Casey Glenn's contract has not yet begun. We're booking TV in week 3. So we'll have this show and one more show before we get to the pay-per-view. Let's see here. Where do we want to hold the show? All right, so we haven't been here for a month. We can go Mid-South. Oh, that's where I normally do my pay-per-views, though. We could go to the Midwest. We still got a large fan base. We haven't been there in a month. Let's do the Midwest. So they're expecting about 12,000 fans. Let's give them, yeah, Cedar Rapids is cool. So we'll jump in here. That'll be our location. And now let's get booking a show. So, being that it's been so long since I've seen this save, we need to see what our storylines are on this brand. Aaron Andrews, Frankie Boy Fernandez. We can put that. Let's see if we can get that early in the show, because I know Andrews is hurt. Let's do this. Oh, hold on. Aaron Andrews is on our other... Andrews and Hernandez are actually on our other show. I thought they were on the Tuesday show for some reason. I guess I need to... Let's take a look and just see who exactly is on this show. So Brandon Smith, Ed Stone, Hernandez, Wolf Hawkins. Vesey and Valentine are over here. Brett Starr's over here. Jake Cord's over here. Okay. So Champion Cornell will be the other one. I think Froschur and Syndicate are the other one. So we're starting off here. Wolf Hawkins and Brett Starr is probably going to be our biggest one. Hawkins and Brett Starr. Cool. So, first of all, Hawkins and Brett Starr. Let's just let that... We're going to let it open and shut down the night. So, Hollywood Brett Starr and Wolf Hawkins are going to brawl at the end of the night. And we'll also have them do like the modern day introduction, whatever you call it, the modern day opening to start the show. So that should take care of 2 of our 3 segments. Storyline wise, Matthew Keith, Huggins, Stone, Vesey. Is Matthew Keith on this show? Of course not. Brandon Smith is on the show. So let's do this. For our main event, let's have a tag match. Let's get Brandon Smith and Ed Stone in here. Oh, where's our storylines? Can I see it here? Nope. Alright, hold on. We're going to get to that. Ed Stone and Cam Vesey. So we're going to let Vesey Valentine go against Brandon Smith and Ed Stone. That's going to be our tag match, which is our main event. I'm going to auto-name it. Let it go 18 minutes. Announcers are good. The winner is going to be Cam Vesey. As far as match notes, we'll let that roll. It can be an open match because I do think Casey Valentine is an upper mid-carder. We want to make sure everybody gets in some equal offense there. It's called in the ring. That's a default thing for us. So it's a regular match called in the ring. Cam Vesey's going to win, and it's an open match. That should be enough. This should be a solid main event for us. Alright, so that moves the Ed Stone, Cam Vesey storyline ahead. What else do we have on this show? Hawkins and Starr were working. I think Keith Huggins Syndicate, Frolane, all these others are on the other brands. So we've got our 2 storylines that we're touching. We're going to let... We should maybe still let Wolf Hawkins fight. Oh, thank you, Chris. I forgot to update the stream title for sure. All right, so this is a decent tag match, but let's see if we can do better. I don't think I have J Cord doing anything. Mainstream Hernandez would be a good match. Rick Law would be a good match, but I'm pretty sure they've fought. I mean, obviously J Cord, Wolf Hawkins, but that's like... it's a huge pay-per-view match. We're not giving that one away. Let's let J Cord beat up on Seth Whitehead, maybe? No, let's do this. Let's throw him in another tag match. Let's let J Cord and Brett Starr just beat the crap out of a couple of lazy faces. So, who would be good for that? One-man army. And Danny Fonzarelli. Oh, I put... my bad. Put him on the wrong one. Fonzarelli, one-man army are going up top. J Cord and Brett Starr. They're going to take care of business there. 15 minutes is fine. J Cord's the winner. And we will keep it open. I mean, we'll let it be a fight so that it's entertaining. Because Fonzarelli, those guys are popular. But J Cord and Brett Starr definitely need the win. Alright, so we can get a 1v1. Let's get a little bit of Wolf Hawkins just taking somebody out. Who's it going to be? Ooh, it could be Chris Flynn or Eddie Chandler. Joshua Taylor. Matt Hawking. Ooh. Let's let Wolf Hawkins take out Matt Hawking. A little bit shorter match. Wolf Hawkins is definitely going to still win. It's not going to be open. Wolf Hawkins is kind of going to run this. Yeah, we're not putting the title on the line there. I don't think. Although, Hawkins versus Hawking, if you book that right, that could be a main event for sure. We're going to leave it for now. All right, let's see who else we got. We're already excluding all the booked guys, so this is just our unbooked players. So Hernandez, would love to get him a big win. He's going to go over Joshua Taylor. I know a lot of people love Joshua Taylor, and this is going to give some people heartburn, but Joshua Taylor is very much in time decline in my save, and he is very much not a very interesting person. So we're going to let Mainstream Hernandez go right over the top of him. It's about time to throw in another angle, and what we're going to do is let Mainstream Hernandez come out and talk a little bit of trash about Joshua Taylor right ahead of the match, just to get the fans worked up for it. There we go. So we need about 45 more minutes, give or take. Let's throw in a little bit of a 3v3. Now we're getting to the early part of the card, and it's about time to just be throwing people together. Benny and the Fox, and we'll let Mutant jump in there with them, can take on Flynn, Chandler, and Johnson. So a little bit of the Syndicate here. And I think we should have... I think we should probably let the Syndicate... No, Mutant has actually got the best future. So let's see if I can let Mutant be the winner and book it and nobody complains, cool. Yeah, we got a handful of people in here checking this out. Again, guys, if you haven't watched me play TEW before, this is just straight up roster management as far as I'm concerned. We're trying to put together some halfway interesting matches. I'm not doing diaries. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't know why my OBS is being weird and I can't give you a full screen version of this, but this is the best we can do. I'm going to book TCW Presents Total Wrestling, which is Tuesday. I'm also going to book my Friday night show. It's been like 2 months since I played, so I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. But I'm just going to give you a couple of shows because people have been begging for TEW content. And if y'all have questions, if y'all are in here, like, ask away. Or if y'all are catching this on YouTube or something after the fact, make sure that you comment and tag somebody so that we can see it. I've had a lot of questions over a couple of different games, and I just haven't seen the questions, and I hate that. I'd love to answer y'all's questions or like just chat with y'all about what you like, what you don't like, that sort of thing, and I've missed it. So comment one way or the other, and I'll get around to it. Maybe Chris will point out the comments to me. He usually does a pretty good job when it's something that needs to be addressed. So let's take a look at... What is it I want to look at? Booking analysis. That's what I wanted to see. We need a storytelling match. We need a wild brawl. Jack Bruce is not doing anything yet. Hannah Potter. I honestly can't remember if she's a commentator or if that's a wrestler. Rick Law needs a match for sure. All right, so let's throw Rick Law into some kind of squash. He can take out not Wolfsbane. He's getting really I mean, that's a mid-carder there. Let's let him take out the architect. All right, so there's Rick Law's match. Let's see. We need 13 more minutes. Oh, let's go in here and get, first of all, this is going 18 minutes. Hawking versus Hawkins. This is going to be our storytelling match. I'd love to make it the Wild Brawl, but that puts a little bit extra effort on the workers. And I don't want Wolf Hawkins getting hurt over silliness. So that's our storytelling match. Our Wild Brawl will be this one here. So we'll take care of that. Now we need one more match, and then we need to add that other intro that I mentioned right off the bat. Oh man. So Excalibur and Velasquez. This is going to get really bad ratings, I think. But we're going to do it anyway because it's a lot of guys that I want to get popular eventually. We're going to keep it short. No. Wolfsbane's going to win. We'll keep it open. And we'll book that as the opener. Oh, yeah, no. We do not want to call this one in the ring because we got a lot of young workers. What we're actually going to do is bump that up ahead of this because if you start off the show with a really bad match, people are going to get pissed. So I think Rick Law versus Architect will be good enough that it won't get people upset. Then we can go into this kind of crappy match, and then the rest of our card will build up. So now we need the big angle, which is going to be Starr and Hawkins. in the modern TV opening. And when you got guys that are this popular, like Wolf Hawkins and Brett Starr, like you can use them over and over in your show. And as long as it's not a whole bunch of matches, you're going to be all right. So I'll cut a couple minutes off there. Take a look at the booking analysis. One-man army's being used a little too much. That's all right. Perception-wise, still didn't use Jack Bruce. Ooh, I'd like to use Jack Bruce. Here we go. How about this? How about we get rid of this Hernandez versus Taylor hype and add in an interview? Oh, is it an interview? Let's do a freestyle. So it's going to be Jack Bruce based on entertainment. Mainstream Hernandez based on entertainment. And who's he fighting? Joshua Taylor based on overness. We're going to move it right back up into that spot. So it's going to basically do the same thing that I wanted it to do. It's just we get Jack Bruce involved in the show, which is always a good idea with a guy that popular. And now Joshua Taylor is being used far too much. How? I didn't do anything different with him. I took the other segment out. That's all right. We're going to do it anyway. We'll see what happens. All right, so hopefully this show is all right. We're letting Brett Starr and Wolf Hawkins fight a lot. Our segment should be good. The question, of course, is going to be our matches. We could take that down a little bit, and maybe that eliminates the penalty from using one-man army too much. Brandon Smith, Ed Stone, and CV2 I feel like is a good main event. But let's see. Let's just see what happens. TCW presents Total Wrestling Tuesday night. Let's start the show. All right, so what's going on, bub?
When are you gonna be done?
About 30 minutes. All right, so segment rating 99 between Brett Starr and Wolf Hawkins. Definitely started off the right way. Absolutely a perfect start for us. Rick Law and Architect got a 55. We didn't figure it would be too good. Rick Law is going to have to carry that. It wasn't terrible, though, which is good. Gets Rick Law a win. Next one. This one actually did a little bit better. And we didn't get the penalty for unknown wrestlers, which is nice. I know Jack Pride would get it. But I guess Wolfsbane, Excalibur, and Velasquez are all good enough not to have to eat that penalty. Alright, so our big tag match. This was actually rated lower. Benson has a gimmick getting stale and he was off his game. Mutant pin Chris Flynn with the Tina Turner. Interesting. Alright, so our angle with Jack Bruce, Hernandez, and Joshua Taylor. Of course, Joshua Taylor tanks it. But everybody else played pretty well. The actual match almost got a 70. Pontiac to home. Is that Mainstream's normal finisher? Wolf and Matt Hawking pulled a 81 with absolutely no kind of gimmicks, no nothing weird. I told you all, I figured that could probably be a main event if it needed to be. We just didn't book it that way, and it still pulled a 81. So maybe a mistake there. One-man army, Danny Fonzarelli versus Generation X got the 76. Danny Fonzarelli off his game. As always, Jay Cord carried it with a 94. Hollywood Brett Starr with the 81. And in our main event match, oh yeah, Brandon Smith and Ed Stone versus CV2 pulled a 87 with Cam Vesey getting an 85. Hot storyline, boosted it a little bit. Ed Stone had a hell of a match. So our main event match gave us an 87. We already had the 99 segment rating for the opener. Let's see what this as we go off the air, Wolf Hawkins and Hollywood Brett Starr lay into each other and pull their second 99 of the night. So the same two guys carry the broadcast. The face of the company, Wolf Hawkins, the face of the jerks of the company, Brett Starr, 299s. So let's see, as far as our final show rating, an 85, looking good. Joshua Taylor was used too much, otherwise we would have been bumped up a hair. So that could have been like an 86. We didn't have great matches, but for a television, I'll take it. Whew. It's been a long while since I've been on the TEW bandwagon, and it's good to come back and jump right in with an 85. All right, let's see what we got here. Nice TV rating. Take a look here at our finances. Looking pretty good. Most of the ticket sales are going to come from pay-per-view, so that's all right. See our worker costs over time. It's all right, though. We're making money. SWF also had 85. All right, let's move ahead. Now, the Friday night show will be a little bit different because I went in and got rid of some of our mid-tier announcers. Hired some people that I think are going to be announcers of the future. And as of right now, they just haven't built their chemistry. So that's going to take a hit on every match. So where the Monday night, an 85 was a good rating, Friday night, a good rating is going to be like a 78, give or take. Anything above that would be ridiculous when you're taking announcer rating hits on every match. I'd be happy with anything above a 75. And I might just let y'all watch for a minute because I think I might be starting to lose my voice. It's been a long time streaming today. See how Friday night goes. This dude looks like the announcer I let go. Jason Azaria, I think. We'll let go of Kyle Rhodes. I hope you guys are enjoying the Saturday stream of Palooza as much as I am. This has been a blast. Even if I can't talk until like Wednesday, just give me a great reason to call into work. Sandman Winks? Who's that? 22-year-old? Well, hot property. Usually those hot property things mean they got a good Destiny roll. I've already got a pretty stacked roster, so I don't need to be looking right now. So you can see here, last show I got an 80. Greg Gage, Tommy Cornell versus Frolane. only pulled a 78. That's because those announcers are dragging these ratings down. Although nothing's holding back Sammy Bach and Jack Bruce. They pulled the 100. That was a sellout. And we had a little bit of the ladies drenching each other with water, of course. Fair enough. Let's see what we can do tonight. Do it in the Symphony Hall. Looks like we're expecting a little under 10,000. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we still want to see if we can get the Aaron Andrews, Frankie Fernandez stuff going. It will not let me, hold on. I think there's a way that you can put guys that are hurt into these, and I'm just not remembering it right now. So I guess we'll have to lay off Aaron Andrews. But the good news is we can throw Frankie Boy into whatever we want. Fairly good, fairly poor. So let's do this. Let's put Nikki Champion, Fernandez, and Tommy Cornell, because Cornell's doing poorly in the storyline. Let's make this nice and long. The winner is going to be Tommy. We're going to let him take out Frankie. We'll keep it open because I'm not sure Frankie is actually a main event talent. We're going to have a slow build. Let Sam Keith be the road agent just to be double sure. TCW International. I think that's Nikki Champion, so I don't want to... Yeah, we're not going to put the title on the line. And then after the match, seeing as how Tommy's going to win, we can just let Tommy beat on Nikki. So Tommy's going to get the big win, and then he's going to go on and beat up Nikki Champion. And so that's going to push Tommy a little bit in that feud. So it'll get him a little bit closer to even. It won't hurt Nikki too bad. And then Nikki's still going to win the blow-off. So as far as some interesting tag team matches, we're going to get Frosher and Jaffe Lane, who I'm pretty sure had to do the job last time. Ooh. Let's exclude that. I think these Japanese wrestlers... Where's the other one? Karada and Akamoto. These guys put on ridiculously good matches. So this could be a little bit too high on the card for this, but Frolane are really popular. We're going to let them do a little bit of a pre-match catchphrase kind of thing or something. Special tag team entrance. There we go. All right. Let's let Matthew Keith take this dude out. Ernest Youngman. lot of these matches are going to be ridiculously good. The problem is, like, I have to make this show so much better because of the lack of announcers. So it's a little bit frustrating. Let's Papa Swole. Let's let Greg Gage work on him. And we can let that go nice and long. Greg's going to win. I think can we slow build that? What's the psychology here on Papa Swole? Where you at? Where's your psychology? I went past it. 47 to 60. No, we can't slow build it. Let's just let Greg carry it. We'll let him win. We will call it in the ring. No, they don't like that. No. Let's go ahead and remove the call in the ring. Let's just let Greg win. 35 more minutes. See if we can get like a little 3-on-3 matchup going here. Maybe something with Mighty Mo, Promise Allen, and T-Bone Bright against the notorious DWN, Roderick Remus, and Titan. Let Mighty Mo win that one. Love it. 20 more minutes to proceed. Let's get one more big one-on-one match. Faces. Let's get Devilfish. And for the heels, Des Davids. He's carrying a broken forearm. Ooh, can we replace him? Do we have anybody else interesting as a heel? Not particularly. On the face side of things, it's also not crazily interesting. We could get some ladies, I guess. That would be a pretty terrible start to the show, though, because they're not very good wrestlers. Maybe Des Davids can pull this off in a short match. Maybe he can pull that off. And maybe we can protect him. I know it'll give the match a penalty, but I mean, he's injured, so let's see what he can do with that. And then do we not have Sammy Bach in a storyline? Apparently I don't. Sometimes, I mean, you go through and change the storylines and move people around and things happen, but Sammy Bach needs to be in this. So let's get rid of this. I was just going to put him in whatever. I was going to put him in like the modern day opening in whatever storyline he's in. But since he's actually not in a storyline, let's let him do a modern day opening and then jump it straight into a tag match. So in a 2-on-2, let's have Sammy Bach and Will Beaumont, who is definitely a future kind of guy. And let's let them fight. Ooh. Alright. Remember Syndicate. Nikki Gilbert and Xavi Ferrara, who are both members of the Syndicate. Let's let that go 12 minutes. Sammy's going to win. Let's keep it open and book it like that. But then in our angle, what we'll actually have is Sammy, and Will can be there too, because we can put him on entertainment. So let's do a modern TV opening with Sammy and Will Beaumont. But they can go with Tommy Cornell and Greg Gage. So it can be Sammy and Will arguing against Tommy and Greg, but then Tommy and Greg have a match later in the night, so they can't fight. they'll let these other two goobers take their position. We'll let that go for 10 minutes. Oh, it's yellow. Oh, we don't have a... So Beaumont's being used too much. That'll give us a bit of a penalty, as will Papa Swole. We do need to get our Wild Brawl and our storytelling. So here's our storytelling. That's Keith versus Youngman. This can be our brawl. All right, now our booking analysis is cleaner. We still don't have Jack Bruce, Des Davids. We got a handful of guys not doing anything here, but a couple of them are the ladies. Actually, a lot of them are the ladies. But we're just going to let this go, see what happens, guys. And then we're going to wrap it up. Let's see what's going on here. It's the dog and the missus getting some TP. So we're going to let this one play, and then we're wrapping it up. Again, it's been a while since I've done TEW. I just wanted to get a couple of shows in. This will be lower. The ratings will be lower than they should have been because of our announcers. And that's just because I've been trying to get announcers for the future. They don't have that charisma up yet. But let's see how this show plays out. Whew. You know, they talk about Will Beaumont being used too much, but he was just in a 99 rated segment. I mean, Beaumont, he didn't pull it off. He's not the reason for it. But Cornell, Bach, and Gage got it done. That's a 99. No, this is CornellVerse. This is 100% CornellVerse. All right, so our opening segment pulled a 99. That's a great start to the show. Now we get into the tag match. Look at Sammy Bach pulling an 81. Nobody else is above a 53. So he totally carried it and got a 65 on the whole. A little 3-on-3 here. Mighty Mo, Promise Allen, T-Bone versus DWN. Roderick, Remus, and Titan got a 68. And that's pretty much across the board. So that's a pretty even fight. I must have back-to-back booked Papa Swole. That's a mistake. But Greg Gage, I mean, he does his thing, got a 94. That's ridiculous. Greg Gage is ridiculous. Matthew Keith, his brother, versus Ernest Youngman, got a 68. So Matthew Keith still building up popularity in the U.S. He's eventually going to get there because he's every bit of a performer. Yeah, you know what, Ryan? Ryan mentioned that it's really tough to get into the CornellVerse because he's only done real world mods. I'm sorry, I've been streaming for like 6 hours, man. My voice is messed up. My head's everywhere. You're right. It's tough to get into it. My pitch for it would be that it's a whole nother like universe. It's a whole nother set of information. So where, like, you know, you do a real world mod and like you're predisposed to certain wrestlers. There's guys you like, guys you don't like, guys you want to push, guys you don't want to push. And when you jump into CornellVerse, it's like a completely fresh slate. You start over from scratch. There's no like predisposition towards any wrestlers. Nothing like that. You just figure out where you want to go. And it really adds a lot of depth for me. Because like I hate to jump into like a real world save and say, like, you know how the game, like, it has destiny rolls, it has like just guys that do better or worse from save to save. Like if I did a real world mod and a guy I was really into, like AJ Styles or Seth Rollins, like they get a bad destiny roll and they just suck, I would hate jobbing them out. It wouldn't be any fun for me. But like if I jump into the CornellVerse and like, so Matthew Keith and Greg Gage get good destiny rolls and Wolf Hawkins rolls a bad one, well, okay, so I'm going to roll with Matthew Keith and Greg Gage, and Wolf Hawkins is going to be an upper mid-carder at best. And I don't have any second thoughts about that. You know what I mean? So it's just it's a new group of wrestlers to kind of wrap yourself around and learn. And for me, because I play it like a roster management sim, it works. And if you're more into stories, I can see how it can be more difficult. But So there's Matthew Keith, Ernest Youngman, pulled a 68. We need some better matches towards the end of the night. We got the good segment early, but we need some better matches for sure. Here we go. For sure, Jaffe Lane came out with the big entrance. Jaffe Lane came across well, but you can see everything is getting hits from announcing. And this one actually got a hit because nothing interesting was happening. This is probably one of those segments that was just based on like overness or something and didn't have an actual skill. So you need your segments to have like fighting or entertainment or something like that, so you don't get that negative hit. I think they mostly put that in so that people don't spam menace segments. But anyway, so Fro Lane versus our Japanese tag team pulled a 70. Fro sure almost got to a 80. Jaffe as well. So I mean, they're a hot tag team. These guys are great. And there is our triple threat main event. Nikki Champion, Frankie Boy Fernandez, and Tommy Cornell, where Tommy pins Frankie Boy Fernandez with the guilt trip. Nikki pulled a 88, Frankie at 81, and Tommy at 87. But the announcing crushed the match, as has been the case on my Saturday night shows for a long while now, just because it's a transition period. We're going from some guys that had good charisma or good chemistry and good experience with a low ceiling to some guys that are still learning to work together and are still gaining experience, but their ceiling is much, much higher. So that's why our Saturday night show is in the state that it's in. All of the ratings get penalized at least 3 or 4 points, if not more. I mean, you can't tell me Nikki Champion and Tommy Cornell and whoever in a triple threat match is only an 83. This is a high 80s, low 90s match. But anyway, we got a segment to end it off here. Oh, Frankie Boy Fernandez with a spectacular new high spot. His psychology is going to be helped as it's a go-to spot in the future. Love it. Let's see how this last segment goes. Tommy Cornell beating down Nikki Champion only pulls an 80. Nothing. I thought that was a fighting segment. It might have been an overness, so that might have been a mistake on my part. But we finish off the show. It still pulled an 80. That's fine. When the announcers come along, that'll be a couple of points higher, and that'll be good enough to get us done. So, guys, there it is. I did what I could. I feel really, really bad that I've only been bringing you one stream a week recently, and then this past week I didn't bring you anything. So today you got your Draft Day Sports Pro Football 21. You got your College Basketball 2020. You got the finale of B.B. Higgins and Marquette Holmes in College Basketball 2020, and we even threw in some TEW to finish off the night. So I really, really hope that you guys enjoy this. How long have I been playing it? Yeah, I got into TEW. The first one I played, I think, was like 2011. I mean, you can tell from my roster, I'm super into all the guys that were in MAW, Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, like way back. So like Jay Cord and Hollywood Brett Starr and all those guys, they were all in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling when I started. So I'm super into them. But anyway, folks, let's see. It's been so long since I played this, I don't even remember necessarily where the save button is. But yeah, I never played EWR. Guys, I really hope you all enjoyed today. I tried to bring you everything that I possibly could. There's a few more things that I've played in my life, but not many. So I brought you everything that I know about. How's that? If y'all have questions, comments, anything like that, just shout them out. Jump in, grab us on Discord, whatever you want. Big shout out. I know they're not here anymore, but the guys from Wolverine Studios stopped by earlier, joined us on voice chat, and walked us through their pro football game, which was super cool. So big shout out to them for that. Thank you so much. We're hoping to do that again in the future if they're willing to. Once we get some new updates out. and that game moves along. But today was a blast. I hope you all guys had as much fun as I did. I don't know if we'll do anything like this in the future. It was quite a lot. My wife's quite angry, I think, but it was fun while it lasted. How about that? So, guys, thank y'all. And I'm going to go watch some college football. College football is back. I'm going to go watch it for real. I'm out of here for the night. But, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your involvement. Thanks for the questions, the engagement, all that good stuff. And make sure y'all are followed, subscribed. If you're not on the Discord, get in there. Talk to me. Talk to Chris. Let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear. I'll bring y'all anything you want to see. So, thanks so much. Seriously, thanks so much for stopping by tonight.